mean, how many people in New Zealand actually do work that produces something? How many of them piss around with pieces of paper, shuffling it backwards and forwards across the desk, costing people money, not actually doing anything? There's all the banks for a start. They don't do anything. They just thieve other people's money and survive. Then you've got the insurance council. They pay out on about 0.5%, and they've got big flash buildings in town. You've been to that one in town in Shortland Street, had a look there? They're clearly thieving money off the public to put a building up like that.
So where are we now?
Coming to Gordonia.
Gordonia or Gordonia?
Call it what you like. 17 minutes to town from my place. How does that sound? When I came to this land, it was covered in gorse and small tea tree. It had cows on one property, which I bought just going back to bush. And now the whole property has been zoned natural protected area, which basically means you pay the rates, but you can't use your land. It used to be a car wrecking yard, didn't it? Basically, in fixing up old cars. That's what it used to be. Oh, there's the gasket room there, the fan belts here, and lights there, and down there there's all the little bits and pieces in numerical sequence. That's a Mini, that's Jim's Mini, and that's a Morris Minor convertible, and that there's a Mini Clubman GT. We used to have the car reconditioning business, and so all we've got now basically is a nursery, which my son does, and we still do a bit of forestry, and that's about all we do now. The way the horticulture is you can't possibly make a living off that anymore unless it's quantity of scale. You've got the right kind of soil type, and you've got a big area that we can grow a lot of things. I mean, small businesses, can't make it anymore. The costs have gone up, but their income hasn't.
And how about some of the people that are living on the property? Can you tell me about them?
Yeah, most of them are, a bit different.
The roof racks slow you down 10 miles an hour when you're about 70.
They take about 10 miles an hour off your top speed.
Oh, you've still got a gallon of gas in here. Gallon of fresh gas.
There's a good one.
Randall?
Yeah. Oh well, it was worth $5 to find out that it's no good, eh? Everybody sort of helps one another around here, I guess. It's a bit of a community. It is a community, whether we like it or not. We're stuck with each other. A few years ago, I needed a place to leave my house truck when I went back to Canada, so I arranged with Graham to leave it here. And then the next year, in the spring, I came back and I was living in it here on the farm. So it's always been like a temporary home. Graham, he's an eccentric. He's 64 years of age. He's lived in this area probably his whole life. He told me when others were out drinking and boozing every night, he was saving his money to get $15,000 together to buy this land that he's living on now. Yeah, how many people do you know that actually grow their own trees, mill their timber, and build themselves a lovely house? In fact, 2 houses. They lived in that one first while they're building the bigger one. And yet you get these bureaucrats coming now and telling people you can't live like this. And I mean, we choose to live like this. We choose to live a simple life.
you the one that rung up for the wiper blade?
No, Strong Brothers. They cleaned up and Grace Out Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, well, you know who's over doing it now?
No.
Steve,
Oh,
over the North Shore,
I don't
in
know.
Dinah Avenue.
Don't know.
Yeah, but I might have one of those blades up there. We're going to have a
Oh,
look.
okay.
I used to drive a little green Morris Minor, and that's how I met Graham, by coming up here and buying suspension parts for my Morris Minor.
Hey?
Yeah, the other one too.
No, there's only one.
Oh, right.
We have 2 kids, and 7 between us. Well, I guess it's word of mouth. I mean, somebody will just turn up, and they're always somebody who is down on their luck. Something's happened. They've lost their flat. They've been booted out, or they haven't been able to afford it, or something, and they've got all their treasured belongings stuffed in their car, and quite frequently they've been sleeping on the side of the road in their car, and they end up here and just say, please, can I stay somewhere? Can I store my stuff somewhere?
See if that works. When are you getting it painted?
Yeah, I've been saving up.
Have you? Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
It's shown in good condition.
How many of these would you have once had, Graham?
Oh, quite a few, probably 300. Not now. Most of them fell to pieces in the paddock because they don't like being left out in the rain. Anyway, there's no more of them here except for that one in the shed. And I keep
That's the only one you got left.
Yeah, I kept it for you. Make sure you've got some parts.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Thank you very much, Graham.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take the screwdriver back.
I mean, that's the trouble. He's got such a kind heart that people only need to give them a sob story, and that they get what they want.
Those are 8.5.
No, it's too small. I'm 9.
Yeah, that's on this foot.
Is there 2 of these?
Yeah, I think the other one might be underneath the bench, but it's a nice comfy boot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's a bit grubby, but a bit of a polish, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
Look at that, that's what they call rubber. Look, it's been wet. Look, so much for cheap shoes. We were an oddball collection of people, I have to, be honest. We're not your normal, everyday 9-to-5ers, and, I'm sorry about that, but we're just not interested in that very much at all.
So how do you like living at Gordon's nursery?
Oh, well, I'm here on Alcatraz, and I'll be doing time here probably till the day I die. My friend Randall has come out from Canada, and, well, it's good to see him again.
How long were you in the hospital?
In the hospital 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, what was wrong?
Yeah. Well, they changed my medication. They put me on stronger drugs. They put me on stronger drugs, and they're not working now. I'm impotent now. I've got all sorts of physical problems. I'm on that many drugs in the daytime. It's not funny. Not much of a life, really. I'll get, as I say, I'll get that Mini going. I'll get that Mini sorted out. I'll get somebody to drive me around to the Mini.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. If it's going fine up today, it's not much to do. Just change the radiator and stuff like that, and then I'm bang, it'll go. So I'll do that. And you asked me about Alcatraz, where we're living. Well, I'll be here probably till the day I die. I can't see any other
Well, you
future.
have to do a Clint Eastwood
Clint
escape.
Eastwood, yeah, I think all Charles Bronson or the Duke, John Wayne, the Duke. Hey, yeah.
The old man had people living in caravans here, before, just after the war. There's always been the odd person here.
Odd person or odd people?
Some of them are all right. Some of them are a little bit that way.
Okay. So, if no one else wants them, why do you have them here?
Well, somebody has to give a little bit back to society, and if you don't, well, things will go wrong. You need to have a little bit of compassion in your life, and you have to share the property if you want to keep it. That's how simple it is. You can't just expect a pension to pay the rates. It just doesn't work.
Graham had a small group of people at the top that didn't fit into society, but in Graham's in defence of Graham, he was like providing a place for them. No one else wanted them. You know what I'm saying? So there was two different factions to the farm, if not more. You had basically us down the bottom that were, you know, more family orientated. We had kids going to school. We had jobs. Everyone was growing their own veggies, be it in buckets or whatever, or, you know, the odd car tyre for the potatoes. But, you know, you didn't even have to go search for manure because the horses came to you. But there's that aspect to the farm, like most properties, it's an ongoing work in progress. You have messy areas. And a lot of the steel, it's valuable, so it was getting dragged out. So the council were just seeing mess, when in actual fact, if you go to most recycling places, all you will see is mess.
This here, there's too much steel and stuff in that, in copper wire, so that goes there. And the other stuff I put in here. I became vegetarian in the early 90s, and soon after became vegan, and then started getting into organics a bit later. But when I first started, I was quite fanatical. Well, not quite fanatical, yeah, pretty fanatical. Like, some people, they go too far, like, they don't wear any wool. They don't wear any leather gloves either. No, I mean, that is going too far as I'm concerned. If you've got like a sheep which is running around in the bush, a wild sheep, and it brushes the wool off onto trees and stuff, and you go around picking up the wool and make a jersey out of it, how can they can't have any problem with that, can they? Well, I wasn't very good at anything really at school, basically. And I used to get hassled quite a bit because I was a bit slow. I even got hassled more than I get hassled these days, to be honest.
Okay, Martin. You're the scrap drinky cowboy. That looks good, Martin. Yeah. Well, hang on, I'll get the horse. I've got the spurs, I've got the gun.
And are you guys all staying here? In the same place?
He stays here temporarily, put it that way.
Now and again,
Yeah.
help him out. I'm learning the scrap metal industry from him. He's pretty good at a few things.
Aha, now look at that. See him digging in it with a spade and a wheelbarrow? See, it's all done the hard way in those days. And his apron, he always had his apron on. And he bought this property in 1932. And then he had to go to the war. And of course, while he was away at war, all the bush, when he came back, all the bush had grown up. Cleared the bush off it and planted potatoes and things. Here we have a good picture of this. In Titiringi, my mother was the Girl Guide Commissioner, and we had girl guides like that camping on our property. These are the guides. My mother spent all her time with other people's children, not us. She wasn't very interested in us. She was more interested in looking after girl guides. I helped the old man. We used to go out clearing bush together and all that sort of stuff. You know, all the usual things that kids do with their old men? That's one of the first cars we did up on the place, the Model A. They sold it for £100. Who's that skinny bugger, eh? Look at that terrible haircut. Isn't that terrible? Look how skinny I was. We used to do everything. We had horticulture going, nursery going, engine reconditioning going, contracting going. We did hundreds of different things. We didn't just do one thing. We did lots of things, probably far too many things. Used to buy all the old stock from the motor corp and that nobody wanted. They threw it away. The parts are written off after 4 years. But if the car's any good, the part won't be wanted till it's 10 years old. And a lot of stuff I bought was rubbish, but I didn't pay much for it, so it didn't really matter. When the Japanese cars came in by the ton, the Austins and Morrises went off the road overnight. And they were coming here, you know, sometimes I'll be out and when I come home, the 5 of them sitting there, all dumped off by the council contractors. They dumped them off because it was easier than taking them way the hell over the other side of Auckland, where there were so many we couldn't cope. That's when all the trouble started. And I did apply. I did spend a lot of money trying to get it done legally. But they, you know, it's just not, the people who make the decisions at the council are not qualified or skilled in that line.
So what do you mean?
They use emotions. You know, an old wreck is an emotional thing. Nobody wants an old wreck. These cars could not be seen from anybody's place but mine.
Marvin! You're going to be a movie star.
Oh, fuck off!
Oh, come on.
No!
You know what?
Not unless I can have AG's Venus with you.
Oh, Marvin, you can't say that on. He doesn't want to
That's the
put
deal.
that on the movie.
That's the deal. Go. Just go.
All right, Marvin. Goodbye, Marvin.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Marvin.
I'm trying to.
No, officially, of course, I don't live here, you know. I've been coming here off and on for a couple of years or so. The place is good. It just so happens some of the people are less than ideal, especially when they move next to you. I'm talking about some anal retentive virgin 40-year-old who shall go nameless.
Some what?
40-year-old who's still a virgin.
Off the subject a bit, I think.
I'll just sell them off to the Asian fishing boat, and they'll use them as a sex toy. Then they'll chop them up with a bit of luck for shark bait when they get tired of them. Don't laugh. You know, you can sell people to them too. That's what happened to that girl that disappeared years ago down on the east coast of the North Island. Good few years ago now, about 20 odd years ago.
You sold her?
No, not me. No, not me. No. I don't do things like that. But actually, I never have.
Like
but,
what, Marvin?
Selling you to the Asian fishing boat as a sex toy, then a shark bait when they get tired of you. Be careful.
Goodbye, Marvin.
Hey, if you see a couple of well-built, Asian fellas, you know, knocking on your door and smiling at you, run.
So that's why they call you Merv the Perv, eh?
Oh yes. Always been called Merv the Perv.
Oh. Looking for the latest letter from the council, but Janae's had a move around, so I really don't know where it is. It's got, might not be in this pile. Janae may have moved it because she's been interfering. It's about all the things we need to get consent. They're telling me we need resource consent for the pond, which is a permitted activity. We need resource consent for the 4 chalets, but in actual fact it's a permitted activity according to the rules that we read. They're basically trying to make it as awkward as possible. That looks to me like what they're trying to do. It's an invasion of my privacy and also the people that live there. Other people don't have this sort of thing going on. Other people would have a car on their lawn and they're not hassled. You know, and the cars that are up there at the moment, we've got rid of nearly all the cars. The council said they'd be alright if I put them in a shed. You know, everybody else can have them outside. It's just another thing they're picking on me for. Oh, I asked whether I could have, because we've always had house trucks there. We've got, in my opinion, we've got existing use rights for house trucks. We've had them here for 50 years, right? And it says here, permitted house truck within 202 shore will require resource consent for building coverage and density depending on the length of stay. It's a non-complying activity under the district plan and therefore will require notified resource consent. Which means $10,000 plus and there's no guarantee you're going to get it. And I'm not going down that path again. I've been down that path before. It cost me $35,000 to put notified planning in for a macadamia orchard and to do green waste recycling and something else, to have the car business, and we got nothing at all out of it. They said we could have the macadamia orchard, but when we started to do it, they said we couldn't do it, so we didn't even get that.
So what's the plan from here in terms of cars and accommodation? Are you going to...
The cars we don't want anything to do with because we're sick of cars, and the accommodation, well, that's another thing we might not be bothering with either because it's getting too difficult. We might just have people living in tents and then we don't have to put anything up.
They said to us that what we needed to do was make an application for existing use rights. And like the trusting suckers that we are, off we went and did it. And nothing happened. And we rang, nothing happened. And we rang again and they said, you didn't put in a permit. There's no application here from you. And so Graham took in another copy. And the same thing happened. He took in a third copy. The same thing happened. It's just, they just denied it was ever put in. And then we go to court and they're there armed with a wheelbarrow load of stuff. And you know, they just came out with all guns firing.
The council planner overrode everything they decided and everything we said. So all that effort was just totally wasted. And we still didn't get existing use rights to do anything.
So now you're not allowed to do all the stuff you've been doing.
Well, that's their problem, not mine. Why would you bother working for a country that spends all its energy killing the people off that do the work?
So you're sticking your head in the sand at this point?
No, there's nothing I'll ever do again for this country. I had my turn and it's too late now, I'm retired. They can pay the rest of their money to me to just look at the place now and do nothing. We could have been very highly productive. We planted a lot of macadamia trees, a lot of timber and a lot of apples and a lot of kiwi fruit, and you know something? I wouldn't waste my time even picking the crop. Why would you bother doing that for a country that stands on the people that want to do things?
Graham's really stressed out this week because the council are coming and doing an inspection. council are coming the next couple of days, so we've got to try and get the place all tidied up. Things like that pile of steel, for instance. So I'm just trying to get what metal I can before it all goes. Last time Graham was in court, they told him that he had to get rid of all his cars and that all the people could only live in one building. Yes, so Graham's got to put as many cars as he can in the sheds, and he's going to tow Jimmy's caravan up the hill over there and bring it back down when the council have gone.
Look at that, mate. He's just crashed that over, eh? All I do, take my dog and sleep in the bush. That's what I'll be doing, because I can't go anywhere with the dog. It's the only place I've got to live. I've got no family, nothing, bro. Graham's the only family I got. He gave me the house, and I'm here. You know, that's it. Yeah, mate, I've got no family, no clothes. I'm not complaining about it. No, I'm not complaining about it. Yeah. I better go down and see this caravan.
Yeah, it's down around.
Up by Shane's.
It's up through Shane's and up over in the hill over here.
Is it? God almighty. I hope he's got power up there. Probably not.
Well, you'll move it back down.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Just while the council's here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go feed the dog anyway. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Are they down there, the council?
No, they're up this way.
Oh,
so
this way.
You
Came
go
down
this
that way.
You go this way and up and hide.
Go that way and up that way.
Up Shane's, Shane's
Yep,
driving
okay,
around.
okay. Okay, I better go because I know he's hungry.
Okay.
I'll see you later, eh? Okay, bro. Yep. Come on.
Waitakere is the 5th largest city in New Zealand. We've got a population of close to 200,000 people, largely living in urban areas, but a large swathe of the city is regenerating natural native bush or wilderness area, and that is where Gordon's nursery is located and has been for a number of years. Over time, over many decades, the city has encroached on that area. Our job under the district plan and those other rules and regulations is to ensure that properties and houses are safe and sanitary and that people can live a decent life. We've taken a number of cases to court and the courts have found Graham and others guilty of various offences. From there, we are required to uphold the decisions of the court, which requires monitoring and ensuring that any enforcement orders or any orders of the court are adhered to. And that's the reason for our visits and monitoring regime. We've had various issues with buildings that are substandard or dwellings that don't have sewerage or running water, and we have a responsibility to ensure that those people are cared for properly.
I'm a professional musician. I travel around New Zealand and I travel internationally to play music, and I've been coming here off and on over the last couple of years because it's a good place for me to come here and write music, play music, fix my bus, tidy my bus up and go back out into the world and play music again. I know all these pieces that I've got written, so I'm very thankful to Graham Gordon and his generosity to allow that to happen.
Yeah, pull those, shovel those doors out, move the steel, and we'll get two there. What we do is I'll cut those off.
Look, I've got a winch. Why don't you just winch it over? Winch a couple of
Yeah, that car's fucked. You're going to take the front off and take the motor off.
Well, warrant of fitness is how the authorities keep a tab on whether your car is road safe or not. The line the council has taken is that all the vehicles at Graham Gordon's are wrecks, even though the car there might have, you know, just have a wheel off getting a tyre changed. They just come and take anything which is not mobile. So everyone's trying to get their cars into a shed or undercover or warranted so that, you know, it won't get snatched by the council.
This thing wasn't on properly, it was loose. I figured I'd better tighten it up while before I forget. The clutch needs replacing. The rust needs to be done. And the window needs replacing now, unfortunately. The door needs to be done. And as far as I know, there's not that much else, hopefully. But it shouldn't give much trouble getting a warrant, hopefully.
Does it have a rip in it?
Rip the side out of it, yeah.
Really? You want it hard, you want it to stay hard for 6 months, don't you?
That's what you want, you know. Viagra Super keeps it hard for 6 months.
It's a good one too, isn't it?
I need someone to tow the Goliath to our home.
Yeah, I can bring my van, that'll be good. We'll put it around the lug in the front, Martin.
It's gone. You almost pulled the fucking door. Oh, it seems to be alright. Stupid fucking idiot. Fuck.
He wasn't Graham in a foul mood today. I got yelled at that much, it wasn't funny, eh? Did you hear him abusing me all day?
No.
You didn't catch it, you missed it.
Okay, here we go, here we go. Boys are back in town. Haven't had a chance to do my hair yet today. I look pretty wild, don't I? Yeah. I better just tidy myself up here a little bit.
focus? Can you focus in on the lock? Right,
How long have we known him now? About 5 years. He just never leaves with his broken head gasket, that place up there.
It is actually pretty up there. They are cleaning it up.
You can drink the artesian water now and it doesn't taste of oil.
Yeah.
Is that right? Oh, God. Well, I wish you luck. I don't like to think that Graham Gordon has to suffer for trying to help people and give them a home.
He's helped a lot of people.
Yeah. But he should have heeded the warnings a bit earlier or something.
Well, why should he have to go? I mean, you would think 24 people could live on 60 acres. You would think, eh? And be able to, you know. So what if he wants to glean a bit of an income from selling car parts?
Yeah, so I mean to say, if you'd invested in your property and you were out 80 hours a week, paying off your mortgage and your rate to have a nice yuppie house in Titirangi, and you looked down on Gordon's, or you were a bit worried about the quality of people that were there, you also would start having a bit of a reaction. You know, it's, I would also feel a little bit scared.
On Monday they're coming around, they're going to remove every car that's not registered and warranted. And then supposedly give the bill to Graham. But they can't do that. It's like coming onto your property and telling you to take your clothesline down because the neighbors don't like your clothesline.
They've been trying to kick me out of my room for ages now, and yeah, and I'm still there. So, what do they do with me? I mean, I'm happy to stay here. You know, until the day I die, I imagine. So I've pretty much carried every sort of piece of wood in there. It's been a bit of a hike. Oh, I'm not really a builder at all, apart from, you know, hammering a nail and doing things kids done when we were kids, and that was about it. So I think I've done a pretty good job. I've had to hide from them numerous times, but I've gone a bit deeper in the bush, so hopefully they can't find me.
Yeah, well, there were various attempts at making, you know, rooms that weren't rooms and having beds that weren't beds, and the council would technically describe anything that had any kind of thing on it that you could sleep, and or you had clothes hanging there, as being a dwelling. And so, you know, I mean, for example, a long time in my workshop, I had a couch there, but I never used it. At night, I had my caravan up in the bush, and so I would eat, you know, in the workshop, and then I'd go home at night. However, you know, when people get forced to live in what are basically workshops and modifying them to make them a bit better accommodation, then, you know, there was a bit of a downhill there. What's the point of having lots of good food around you and a really nice place to live and lots of sunshine and rain and everything that you need? What's the point? Why don't you just go live in Pakistan and struggle for a living? See what it really is like to live. You know, it's just nonsense. Home extension 6008, please. Thank you. These guys work till about 10 o'clock at night. It's getting through. I've got TV3, I've got Radio Pacific, I've got Radio New Zealand, I've got the Aucklanders going to cover it because the Western leader hasn't been invited. Hello Mr. Orson, it's Brodie Andrews here. I've been trying to catch you about the moving of the council here coming up to Graham Gordon's farm in Titirangi, where the house truckers are, and the end of the wrecking operation that's been going on up here. On Monday morning, as I said, we've got the police and the council arriving with tow trucks and wrecking equipment to take away whatever they see fit, actually. So if you want to talk to us about it, I'll be available all weekend if you wish to call me. Thank you. Bye.
Come back out, a little wider. Yeah, let's keep eyes on the side, eh?
I'm going to make it a bit slower for them, so when the TV people get here, they've got something to talk to. All right.
Just enforcing some enforcement orders from the Environment Court that were issued last year with removal of accommodation units on property.
Can I just ask how extreme this is, the situation?
This is, well, I don't think Waitakere City Council's been involved in anything like this before.
He's been here for as long as I can remember. They live off the land. The honest people, you know what I mean? Like, leave them alone. Totally wrong.
Well, I really feel for this one guy that lives here. He's been mentally ill as Jimmy. He's lived here for years, and he's been let down by many government systems, and he's ended up here. And Max Wild said they'd provide a place for him, and they haven't.
He's never said that he doesn't want to work alongside council. But when they get in a situation when they're having a tug of war, you know, it's like there must be some way of mediation that we can find, a middle ground, neutral.
They're just people like you and me. I mean, they just want to live and have somewhere to live, whether it be in a house truck or caravan or just a makeshift dwelling.
But you're supporting the Waitakere City Council, which is supporting this all being moved anyway, which isn't very nice because it wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah, but these are issues that can't be addressed today. Okay?
Well, no, there's more media coming. This is just a bit of a stop.
You're just delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
Okay?
They're just fixing the power cable that they cut yesterday. So we're putting another pipe through to put the wire under the road.
How do you feel about what they're trying to do here?
Well, it's typical of Waitakere City. They could have given resource consent like I wanted 20 years ago, and they wouldn't have had any nonsense.
They say what you're doing is illegal. Enough's enough, eh?
I've had house trucks on the place since the 50s. I should have got existing use rights to have them and do it properly like I wanted. But they won't, they're so important, you know, that they won't cater for the full community. I cater for people here who want to live alone, they don't want to share their accommodation. I mean, under the rules, they can all live here in one building.
And is it a healthy, nice, friendly place to live?
Well, it was until they smashed the toilet down yesterday. There was no consent from the court to take the toilet.
How far are you going to take this today, Dan? You're going to leave the digger there?
If it stops, it won't restart. So as long as it's going, they'll be right. But they haven't told me what they're going to smash. Right? But I can move the thing out of the way so he can get past. I'm not worried too much. I've got, you know, we've got plenty of nails and a bit more wood, we can put it back.
Thanks.
Anyway, I'll just move the digger so they can get past.
This is how you remove a septic tank system, guys. Look at it, in a thing of beauty. They've just dragged it and ripped it out. This was my ablution block, and it served the rest of the farm. Toilet, shower, hot and cold running water, washing machine, dryer, which has disappeared too. You guys have had a long time to come in here.
I suggest you speak to the manager of the unit, field services unit.
Max Wild. I've spoken to him this morning already.
You said you spoke to the
Max Wilder this morning, and I told him that Kim McLeod told me I had till Friday to move that. You won't get a truck in here if I have my 2 trucks. It takes 2 trucks to get this out, so I'm just letting you know, when I bring the high bin and the big Arctic unit, you will not be able to get your trucks in this driveway. Don't take it as a threat. I'm just letting you know that when I bring my trucks in, you will not be able to get yours in. Okay?
Well, they have to deal with that. Well, if your trucks can get here early, that's what you better, then you can sort this thing out.
I would actually like to know where my toilet block's gone to.
The council
Because it wasn't on the court order. I fail to see how you can live in a toilet block. Wasn't attached.
Well, it doesn't have to be attached.
Oh, shit. That is a prime example of what we've been dealing with. That is a council official dictating and then walking off because he can't handle having a conversation. Yeah? About factual stuff. Not hearsay, not who said what, you know. We've got a woman called Kim McLeod who's supposed to be the big cheese, and now I've been told she's not the big cheese. Max Wild is, who I spoke to this morning, who now suddenly doesn't recall the conversation we had this morning. Beautiful. Just peachy. I actually turned to the policeman and asked him to put me in cuffs.
Why?
Because I was going to hit him. He was just being obnoxious. He was just a Hitler. He was dictating, and this is how it's going to be, and it was just like, this is crap. And just as the cops left, one of them turned to me and he said, you would have been able to get one in.
The tranquility of an illegal hippie haven in Auckland has been shattered by a council demolition team. The site on farmland in the suburb of Titirangi has been a battleground between the owner and Waitakere City Council for years. But today the mechanised force moved in to flatten the homes and shacks. Libby Middlebrook was there.
No protest song was going to stop this council digger from coming through. The end was inevitable. Residents pay Gordon $10 a night to stay on his land. Some say they have nowhere else to go.
This is a lifestyle for me, living in the bush. It's not because it's the last place I can go. I choose to live here. Yeah?
I couldn't handle living in the city anymore because, like, we're on spring water here. Well, kind of spring water.
House trucks and hippies have been coming here for over 2 decades. Gordon doesn't know exactly how many people are living on his land, but he says he wants them to stay. The council will now send Gordon the bill for the $20,000 it spent tidying up his property. Libby Middlebrook, 3 News.
Not fucking caravan as well.
Is Jim staying there at the moment?
Hey?
Is Jim staying there at the moment?
Yeah, all his stuff is in there. Well, I could just chuck it all over there, one side us both. Down here.
Oh, mate, you better off going out and getting a job.
I'm going to have to take them with us.
You're gonna take my $1,000 away from me, you fucking maggot. You're just nothing but a fucking maggot. I can see your fucking face. You wait till my mate finds you, mate. It wasn't much of a fucking thing, was it? It's only a fucking run down caravan, but it had a roof, and I never complained about it. And I always paid my fucking rent for the last 5 fucking years. If I don't sleep tonight, what? I'm gonna get twisted. You see? I'm a junkie, they know that. I've also got enough money here to buy fucking good needles, good shit, mate. I'm gonna lose it, I'm gonna come back. That's a threat. I'm gonna come back, load off me fucking trolley. That's a threat. They're gonna arrest me this one, then I'll have possible reason to arrest me.
Yeah. Oh well, shouldn't be too far away.
Who's
We
coming
certainly
out?
are cleaning up the place. It's not getting too bad actually.
No. The manager will want me to come back on Monday just to verify that that thing is gone, so it'll just be a quick look and...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Should be right.
Okay. Well, have a nice weekend, as they say.
Well, I hope so. I hope you go to take your son to the pictures or something.
I'm too old. They don't want to know me. I'm too old.
Oh, look, you go and see that Phantom of the Opera. That's about your age.
What, ain't you?
Well, you're not as old as me, are you? You've been coming here for 40 years.
It just seems like it.
Hey?
It seems like it.
Okay.
We are growing old together.
Well, thanks for your cooperation this time.
Well, I'm glad we can help a little bit up there.
It was very kind of you to help.
Well, we're not total thieves.
Yeah.
You guys seem to get on quite well.
Well, who knows? It's only on the front. He tells lies in court and he tries to be polite, you know.
Just after 11 o'clock, and I looked outside and it was like, wow.
You need a bit of a charge up, don't you? Your battery's running out, mate.
You got a tingle or not?
As soon as you pull it.
Well, you won't put your finger in there.
No, I'm too old.
Right, hang on.
Get your one motorbike.
So where are you going to sleep tonight, Martin?
Well, and you can stop smiling at that thought of me and Martin cohabitating.
I don't think you'd be going back up there somehow.
My room's still alright, it just needs power and water.
Cancel or whatever, they'll throw you out.
Well, they might do, but...
You realise this is going to give them the perfect excuse of what they need.
Be cordoned off, condemned and...
Well, you can't... Well, you're probably right. Probably no way.
They will.
I mean, what are they expecting you to do? Go and live in a fucking boarding house or something?
Yes, they do, they will.
Well, they can get fucked.
the last thing you want to. That was the gearbox room. All my expensive lay shafts there that cost hundreds of dollars to make. This is the, that's a electroplating machine, that's the end of that. It's all gone. They've got people ringing me up for parts now. Well, what we'll probably do is just clean all this off and rebuild this shed the same pitch right through to there. That's simple.
Give it to Kirsten.
You know what? It's a shame.
Don't ask.
It's a shame these grubby clothes didn't get burned in the fire, isn't that thing around your neck?
Next time I'm gonna bite your dick, bitch.
She forgot her glasses and her dentures, eh?
Is that much plastic everything overwhelmed and fell out, or he had to put it in line basically with that stud, but over guts of the room, and that's where it initially started operating.
You'd think after a loss like that, they'd have a little bit of compassion, but no, they put their boots in. They couldn't really get me on the Building Act because I was repairing an existing building, so they used the Fire Act to have all my tenants evicted so I have no income. They pinned these notices on the board, they got the photostated off something.
And what did the notices say?
Oh, I didn't really read them that carefully.
Roughly speaking.
I had 8 hours or urgent to leave the building immediately. And that's just not possible.
Oh, it's cool, thanks.
Is there another room in this corner you're moving? Through in here, is there?
Oh, yes.
We're just trying to get a bit of an idea where everything is. There is another room back in here?
Yeah, that door there.
What door?
The steel door there. No, you come down here, look on that side here like that.
Oh, this way?
No. That's just my storeroom. Got things in it. That's all.
This apartment B.
Well, if they're determined to move all unauthorised housing out of the place, they will get rid of a lot of people. There'll be very few that will be actually be allowed to stay here, okay?
Did they find your place?
Yes. A few people should be safe, but you know what I mean? Randall can disappear into the woodwork, you know. Oh, you can always bugger off back home, I suppose. If the worst comes to the worst, you know what I mean?
Well,
find another place in Auckland, but you know what I mean?
No, I'm okay. I'll be okay.
Where will you go?
Oh, your place. I'll live with you. How's that? Ah, Brian, you would bring a smile to your face.
And I think they're going to give me notice as well, but they haven't done it yet, obviously. I can't see anything.
Just listen to Graham.
But Graham says I don't take any notice of it.
Just, you know.
Well, those guys down the bottom, they...
Just tell them you live in the house up there.
One of them's still there.
You just live up in the house. There can be 8 to a dwelling. That's the house, so we all live in the house there. It's fascism.
It's pretty obvious that someone's been staying here, though.
It's just done in such a brutal way. Bureaucracy can be very brutal. Very little understanding. The consequences of some of the things the bureaucrats have done. have been quite awkward, quite difficult. Some quite nice folk got really badly hurt. You know, the pressure from the council just made it less and less pleasant up at Graham's, and that was their intention. You know, can't fault them in terms of, you know. But the thing is, I actually don't agree with their agenda. Graham is now being summoned to court for, you know, not taking notice of what the court told him to do. I'd like to find him a lawyer, but I don't know how. I'm not going to get Graham to pay for it because there's no way he will.
At this point, I am unwilling to disclose the evidence I will be presenting in writing. I do not have the writing skills or the eyesight to prepare any written work. For this case, if you are willing to come out to see me at my property, I'll be quite happy to give you a background to my situation. All right? Well, I'm not going with a lawyer because the last time the Crown gave me a lawyer, the man was a very nice chap, but he wasn't worth a tin of fish. He said, Mr. Gordon, there is no way you can win against the council. And which is perfectly true. It's basically a case of abuse of power, and you can see it as clearly as anything, where they've tried to do with the most they can to damage or harm my income so they bankrupt me. That's what they've been trying to do for the last... They attacked my cars, and when they've got rid of them, they then attacked my house truckers. When they got rid of them, they then attacked my buildings, and when they got rid of them, they'll probably attack me. And that's what they've been doing, because the council is not working in the interest of the community any longer. Just clear.
Graham, I would counsel some reserve, but...
Why?
Well, the thing is, don't go into a blame game, okay?
It's not a blame game.
It's about, look, what it is about, Graham, is deflating their case, okay? So every point you can make in every way to neutralise that argument, the better.
Okay. We just want to keep the place free here now. We want to keep you out of jail.
No, court orders are absolute shit.
Exactly, but
absolute
they have the power. They have the power.
They haven't the power to tell me what to do on my fucking property at all, ever.
Well, you see, that's an extreme position.
No, it's an extreme position.
It is an extreme position, and you're going to have to defend something a little less extreme.
Oh, am I? Okay.
So, where are we up to? We're up to...
You can go home, we can carry on. You're not that important.
Oh, God. Now he tells me.
I have no problem speaking in court. But you see, the court is all to do with pieces of paper. They think because they've got a lot of bits of paper, they've got the power. That's what they think. They think they spend $300,000 on this, of ratepayers' hard-earned money that people actually have to go out and work. It's a good job. They're doing a really good job. Their action has cost, just Jim alone, $1,600 a week for 4 years. It's $1,600 a week for the Mason Clinic, and it's cost them thousands of dollars for absolutely no benefit. They haven't gained anything. They've still got a problem with them. They've got nowhere for them to live. Everybody wants those people to live somewhere else, you know. They don't want them yet. I put a lot of effort into putting a plan in so they could live in individual chalets, and all the thanks I got for it is more court cases and the fact they go to court and lie that I never put them in. But anyway, I've got all those consents and I'll be going on to court as my evidence. Anything else in there we better look at? We've only got down half the box, haven't we? I'm glad they spent so much time on this. Can you put that? I can't get those buttons done up. There's something wrong with the shirt.
Listen to me, you will need to stand still, okay? Pacing, I can't help you do anything.
Enforcement orders were made against Graham Gordon, and you'll see that under those enforcement orders he was required to do certain things, and to stop doing certain things. Enforcement orders were made, he was required to comply with it, he didn't, and as you may also expect, if you don't comply with court orders, you often end up back in court. That's exactly the situation we have here. You're also going to hear that there was another visit to his property related to there being a fire, quite a substantial fire at the back of a workshop that was on his property, and that there were a number of people that were living unbeknownst to the council in this workshop complex or rabbit warren, whatever you want to call it. You're going to see photographs of that, you might think that it's a bit of an eyesore. So that is a general summary of what the trial is about, breaches of court orders and also the district plan.
Council is empowered to enter upon the land to collect and remove from the property any wrecked motor vehicles or parts thereof. Some of these were covered in undergrowth.
Perhaps hold that up and show us during
That's the last, these ones here.
Mr. Gordon, see the photograph that Mr. Curran's referring to?
Oh, those ones I forgot.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you find them?
No, I didn't know that they're actually been
Yes,
there
all right,
so long.
thank you. No, don't talk over each other, sorry.
But it's simply a case of abuse of power. That's basically what it was.
All what we have to do is present the facts as we know.
I couldn't get consent for anything. That's the problem.
I know you had this thing going on pollution.
You know we put a consent in for a coffee shop in our nursery?
Is that right?
Rejected. You know the council buys no native trees off us? Did you know that? No native trees. The other councils buy them. Manukau, North, you know, they don't buy them. You know, we grow native trees. We were one of the first native tree nurseries in New Zealand. It's quite remarkable what's going on. Tab 7.
You need to stand up and speak up. Thank you.
Okay, right. Tab 7, C11 and C14. We're aware of the special needs of this person occupying this caravan.
C11 and C14. The only people I can see in C11 and C14 are Laurie Blair and Kim McLeod, who did not have special needs to my knowledge.
Mr. Gordon, perhaps do you want to rephrase the question?
Oh, so I'll just leave that one to the point. What efforts did you go to consult with the man in this caravan? Because when you were lifting it on, there was a man inside the caravan.
Perhaps the question should be, Mr. Gordon, were you aware that when the caravan was being lifted that there was a person inside the caravan?
That's right, there was.
Well,
okay, well...
Can you answer the question that I've just put?
Were we aware that there was someone in that? I understand that we tried to get this person to come out of the caravan. He was very stubborn, but eventually he did leave the caravan.
Before you lifted it off the ground?
Yes, I think it was before we left off the ground. I don't think we would have risked anyone being injured.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diplows. I'm going to conditionally.
Do you think you'll go into law, Graham?
Law? I've got the best job anybody's got. Recycling.
Wouldn't you trade it all in for an office in Ponsonby?
I used to work in the office. It's fine, but you haven't got the fresh air. The noise of the sawmill, the dust off the tractor. You know?
You love it, eh?
All right. He's just put in a consent for an amenities block. So we put it in straight away, a whole package. It was about this thick. It cost us thousands to prepare it. Roger Wilson, yes, I'm the reconciliation officer. I will do it for you. It went in. Nothing. My wife wrote to him. We are looking after it. It's all under control. Nothing. Nothing. Right. I said, what's happening about our pond consent? Oh, I'll get it for you. She comes out, she puts it on the table. Here it is. I said, why haven't you processed it? You've taken a cheque for the money and all that? Oh, this is only proposed. It's not a consent. See, it's got proposed on it. That's what she said. I was totally found
You need to get the job back in.
after spending all this money on a consent, another one.
Well, can they have a look at that?
Who?
They want to have a look at that.
They can have a look at that.
So, you don't really need me.
I don't know yet, but you've got a tie on, I can't believe it. Isn't that marvellous?
Well, I bought it 5 minutes ago, so...
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you spent money on me. That's so good. Well, anyway, it's still negotiating, and I've got to ring Janae because...
I heard the negotiations are broken down.
No, that's how I got a bit more negotiation.
Alright.
I said, no, it's totally unsatisfactory and we have to go back to the trial. Which might still come to that if my wife doesn't agree to it.
I don't see they're giving you anything here, Graham. They want you to separate workshop from dwelling, and then if you want people to remain dwelling there, you have to get a resource consent.
No, hang on. In there it says a building permit. Did they not put that in?
You'll lose it as a workshop and you lose it as a tenant.
Okay, so we're going to leave that in, but we're going to get this taken out. Okay? That's what we're going to do. I'll get, because they put, this is what they did, no, this is what the deal was. They put this under there to cover that, but what they've done, they've added that in there, so that's going to go. I have to get that. Where's that boy? That man.
Every month on our papers that come out to the council, there's the council versus Graham Gordon. And finally, after 15 years of that, I was just sick of it. I thought we're getting nowhere. No one is winning. And the ratepayers of the city have paid probably about a couple of $1 million trying to lock him up. Well, that's bullshit. I can't change the past, and I can't right the wrongs that has happened to him. And the council, by the way, they've both been in this together for the last 40 years. But I can help him manage the future. That's why I'm there. That's why I'm standing here for him. I'm saying, look, I can help you, but only if you play the game too. You know, be straight with me, and we'll go on together. And I think he has got a future. And I think the property's got a future. It's a beautiful piece of land in a way. It's a little kind of marginalised by what he's been doing there. But those things will change.
I'm going in to plead guilty. We've done a deal, and I hope the council sticks to the deal. It's the only time I've told a lie in the court, but can't do much about that.
The Crown Solicitor charges you committed a non-residential activity in contravention of Rule 8A of the Pitt Hills Human Environment Rules in the Waitakere City District Plan. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
The record line can be noted that no verdict is required on count two.
Notice of the jury, there has been an agreement as to how matters are to proceed from here, so that hopefully matters between Mr. Gordon and the council can be resolved. So thank you very much for your patience and your attention. I'm now going to let you go. Thank you.
Oh, what a waste of 3 weeks, or whatever long it was. And 22 years. Thanks, Mr. Kay.
Well done, man.
What's well done?
Well, you got there. You got what you wanted.
I haven't got what I want until the council gives me what I want.
Yeah, but they're making promises.
Yeah, but I don't know whether I trust them.
Well, they don't trust you, so
No,
it's mutual.
well, it's up to them. It's up to me, but it's also up to them.
Mutual.
If they give me what I want, you know, just a few consents passed,
Oh, okay.
we'll be happy enough to do what they want. So anyway, we'll leave it at that, and we hope that we can get on with the council. If there's a new lot of staff there that haven't got that hate from before, we might be able to have to get the place what we want it for and make movies here and music and all the things that we really want to do, instead of having messy, ugly cars.
Indeed.
You did well, I hear.
No, we lost the battle, but never mind, we might have won the war.
Okay.
So we don't know.
Well,
Which good is it?
They couldn't have turned out better, really.
So it wouldn't matter where you went today, the whole world is tarred with the same bureaucratic problem. Whether you went to Australia or America or any other country, it's all the same. It's all global. It's a global disease that we live in. The country's not what it was when we were younger, but it's there for the family if they want to keep it. My father was good enough to let us have his piece, so we're going to be good enough to let our piece for the kids. And if they appreciate that, well and good. Well, I've given the car industry away, gave that away, and I've given away the hippies. There's only a few living in the houses now, so bit by bit it's all given away, but now I'm retired, it doesn't matter anymore.
Ka haparea tata, ka kora ki te manu, ka wairore te kutu, ko te atanui ka horaina. Kia hiwara, kia hiwara. Moe arara ki te mātahi tuna, moe arara ki te mātahi taua. Ka tiritiri a ka rere ai atama tū ki tōna hiwara, kia hiwara, kia hiwara.
What's happening, Graham? We're moving out. They want our house for a TV series, so we're moving out for a while.
Hepo, hepo, heo, heo, ka watea, si hei mauri ora.
There we are.
Everything in time is passing by. Living for the moment, then it's gone. You gotta be cool walking on down by the line. Well, slow down, you gotta get in time. Keep it in mind. Love is just a journey, shade of the midnight sun. Rainbow on the rooftops glittering. Knows what a city needs is a spring clean. Looking through my window to the sky. Well, I thought I'd blow my mind so I could hide.